What's up, winners? Welcome to Stay Winning Wealth. Let's go ahead and get started. I saw this headline and I was like, I have to share it with you guys. All right, let me restart over for clipping purposes. What's up, winners? Welcome to Stay Winning Wealth. Thank you for tuning in. I saw this headline and I thought, let me share it to you guys. It's good news. All right, there's a lot of fear uh, injected through mainstream media a lot. So let me go ahead and give you guys some good news. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you for tuning in. So, the average first time home buyer in 2024 was 38 years old. That means they're a millennial, and that means they're one of the older types of millennials. Okay. And a lot of times in some markets, you might think, oh, it's cheaper to rent. But that hasn't been the case up until recently. So, for the last 3 months, maybe in 4 months now, but certainly for the last 3 months, rents have been dropping across the US, and the formula is very simple: supply and demand. Don't forget that I'm at work, so give me 30 seconds here. But I'll go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Oh, it's actually my coworker, so we're good. All right. And the formula is very simple: supply and demand. Okay. So there are a lot of factors, especially in markets, they vary. Um, but supply is increasing, demand is decreasing, or vice versa, or we're living out the playing field. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and read some of these headlines for you. And then let me know what you think in the comments below. I definitely appreciate or would want to know your thoughts. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go with the first one. One moment. Share screen, share screen, entire screen. Yeah, let's do that. Share. And there we go. Let's see. How does this look? Oh, that looks pretty neat, actually. That looks pretty cool. Let's try it this way. Or should we try it this way? This way? This way. Huh. That's funny. All right. Let's stick with this. So, can't afford a home. Rent prices are falling in these areas, providing relief. That was as of September. So remember, the data is usually 30 to 60 days behind in the real estate housing market. Good news for renters: prices are holding steady or dropping nationwide. A surplus of new apartment construction is keeping rents down, experts say. So that's also from late September. We have another one here from the Apartment List National Rent Report, October 2025. The national median rent. Well, we're going to go over this one because this one actually provides really good data. Okay, here's the other title: U.S. apartment rents post steepest September drop in 15 years. Rents fell for a third straight month with supply outpacing demand in key markets. And I swear, why is it that when I start live streaming, my phone everyone wants to just hit me up while I'm live streaming? Tune in here, like and subscribe here, comment here. But yeah, thank you for the support. But let's go over the information here. This is from September, and then we'll go over like the more recent one, okay? Well, this is actually the October report. So the national median rent dipped 0.4% in September and now stands at $1,394. This was the second consecutive month-over-month decline. Okay, so obviously this report is a little older. And again, when I read the headline, I just think about the live stream and I set it up. I don't necessarily go into the details on the live streams because I want us to dissect it together. So rent prices nationally are down 0.8% compared to 1 year ago. After gradually dipping further negative for 5 straight months, year-over-year growth ticked up slightly this month. The national multifamily vacate rate now sits at 7.1%, a record high for our index. All right, we're talking about the demand here. We're past the peak of a multifamily construction surge, but a healthy supply of new units are still hitting the market and vacancies are still trending up. Units are taking an average of 31 days to get leased after being listed up 2 days from last month reading and 1 day longer than at this time last year. specifically for the Austin people. The Austin metro currently has the softest conditions among the nation's rental markets, with the median rent there down by 6.5% over the past year. At the other end of the spectrum, the San Francisco metro has seen the fastest year over year rent growth at almost 5%. Yeah, San Francisco surprises me that the demand is still there. It's definitely not the cleanest city. Me being in California, I stay away from it. But let's go over the more updated news here, okay? So, U.S. apartments rent post steepest September drop in 15 years. Rents fell third straight month with supply outpacing demand in key markets. So, let's go over some of those markets here um, and see if it impacts you or if it's something that you're considering as far as location. United States apartments rents fell for the third month in a row in September, dropping 0.3% to an average of $1,712. This is according to apartments.com. And again, it's easy for them to get the data because that's where you go list if you want to list the rental. And CoStar Group. This was the steepest September decline in more than 15 years and highlights a wider slowdown in the multifamily market. But that's good news, right? So if you're priced out of owning real estate, which I understand, we had the fastest rate hikes in U.S. history throughout 2022 and 2023, and we just had the first rate cut since recently, a few weeks ago, since that time. So I understand many have been priced out of owning real estate, and again, in 2024, the first-time home buyer average age was 38 years old. So things are changing now. Now the rental market is starting to see some movement in it, and it's a good direction for those that are renting or for those in the early years of adulthood. Because look, the steepest decline in more than 15 years, like some people have been adults for that long, you know? So while rent growth typically slows in late summer and fall, the recent year over year deceleration signals a more pronounced softening. Annual rent growth slipped to 0.9% in September, down from 1.0% in August and 1.5% at the start of 2025. So the rent decline from peak levels through September 2025 is steeper than in 2024. All right. So again, that's good movement, right? It's going in a good direction. The rent decline, or both in absolute dollars and in percentage terms, CoStar analysts wrote, this year's pullback exceeds typical seasonal patterns and reinforces the broader trend of moderation in rent growth. All right. So whether you're seeing a population decrease in these markets or whether we're seeing an apartment increase in these markets. Both of those are big factors in simple supply and demand that impacts rent prices. Okay. All regions posted rent declines last month. The West led with 0.5% drop, followed by the South at 0.4%, the Northeast at 0.2%, and the Midwest at 0.1%. Okay. So California, Georgia, Massachusetts, Nebraska. On an annual basis, the Midwest outperformed with 2.4% growth, while the West fell 1.3%. Markets with the highest levels of new construction are seeing the weakest rent performance, while more supply constrained metros, particularly in the Midwest and select coastal areas, continue to outperform. So, all but two markets see negative rent growth in September. All right, so metro level softness was widespread. Only Milwaukee and Cleveland posted monthly rent gains, which I get it. Nationally, those areas are more affordable. So people from the coast will tend to move there, especially if they want to start real estate investing. But this is good news overall. Like I said, the average first time home buyer is 38 years old, right? Um, compared to what people were doing in the 90s, they already were having kids in a home by then. So renting becomes an option now with the fastest rates that we saw, the fastest rate hikes that we saw in 2022 and 23. And now we have rents dropping in major markets. So if you like content like this, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like, hit subscribe. We can go over the following month and see where rent prices stay or increase or decrease then. But just wanted to share this information because I felt this might be good news for some people, especially those that need some hope when it comes to just adulting. I know the cost of living is very, very expensive. So small news like this is a sense of hope and news in the right direction when it comes to our wallets. So winners, thank you for tuning in. Again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Let me know your comments below, and I have a link there as well for some free stuff for you. So feel free to take advantage. And again, thank you for tuning in. All right. So stay winning.